The response to the last 2 videos has been very nice. Check those videos out if you have not yet. It's great to see so many of you enjoying the way I'm reading through the most unfiltered rants in a funny way while still highlighting real issues that need fixing. And let's be honest, we're all here because we love KCD2. Drop a like on the video so more people see it. And let's read some of the most hilarious rants that I could find on Reddit. User Fartman404. That's a great name. Summed it up perfectly.
There ain't anything like this game I've played. RDR2 seems to be as close as an open-world sim. I enjoy it immensely, but I'm not expecting the studio to perfect everything. But you had 7+ years, I'm guessing. And you have to rely on patches and hotfixes. That's not what anyone wants. This is a final sale product, and yet we're still getting massive patches that fix some things while breaking others.
Thank you, Fartman, for your oh God.
For your services.
Every big release these days seems to launch with tons of issues, followed by months or even years of patches, and KCD2 is no exception. Yes, we can see that it's a labor of love, and Warhorse are one of the last few consumer-friendly devs, but it's frustrating to deal with quest-breaking bugs, UI problems, and balance changes that sometimes make things worse. Oh no. Back again.
I'm not accepting buying a car that has recalls, or buying a faulty product that needs patches and hotfixes. Why won't studios just release a game that works?
Will someone please bring a fan over here? What do you think? Are patch-heavy launches just the new normal, or should studios be held to a higher standard?
User Coletown992 is losing it over how every fight just turns into a block and parry fest.
How the hell am I supposed to use a combo when every peasant with a homemade hunting sword can perfect block and parry 90% of my attacks? Unless I'm using Master Strikes. Every fight turns into an endless cycle of block and parry, with neither of us actually doing any damage. This would be fine if I'm facing a knight or a sword master, but for every yokel to be on the same level as Henry is baloney!
Combos work fine, you just have to use them properly. Landing the first hit in an opening where the enemy isn't blocking makes all the difference, and perks like Opening Strike can help make combos more effective. Relying on simple attack chains won't work. You need to dodge, feint, and mix in charge attacks instead of expecting combos to land every time. Some players argue that combos work fine. Others think the issue isn't with the system itself, but how people play it. Get good. But then there are those who feel the whole combat system has taken a step back. They say that fights have turned into an endless parry dance, making combos feel almost impossible to pull off consistently, a big step down from the first game. Bugs are one thing, but imagine not being able to launch the game at all. User Dr. Mo ran into the worst kind of issue. Crashes on startup every single time.
The game crashes immediately anytime I load it up. This has happened once before, but going into another game and back to KCD2 fixed it. No luck this time. Tried everything I could think of for a while before I gave up. I was actually planning to start the main story today, but the dice aren't on my side, I suppose.
At least there's a silver lining. Instead of giving up on the series entirely, Dr. Mo is going back to play KCD1 first.
This isn't the end, though. I bought KCD1 and plan to play it. I really liked KCD and don't want my time to end here. I'll be back to retry KCD2 after I finish my first game.
Anyone else dealing with crashes on startup? Some weapons in KCD2 feel powerful and rewarding to master, but polearms, not so much. User Midnight Starfall has tried everything to make them work, even in fights where they should have massive damage.
Having tried them out multiple times using multiple different tactics, even in fights that are stacked in my favor to the extreme, peasant with a shirt and a stick versus a full plate armored knight. Polearms in the current ecosystem of the game will probably never be good, man. They feel like the longsword to the axe, But reach is meaningless when enemies can lunge up to within 1 feet of you to make a melee attack, bro.
On top of that, stamina costs are way too high, making polearms feel less effective at anything compared to the other weapons. And the worst part is that they were actually good in KCD1.
Ironically, in KCD1, polearms felt like they had a dramatic effect and impact on combat, bro. They were slow and heavy, but they made up for that by outclassing all the other weapons. You could get a lot of hits in when your enemy couldn't even reach you.
But now, they just feel underwhelming, especially since they only get 3 attack directions instead of 4. What do you think? Do polearms need a buff? Some players love KCD2's challenging combat, but others it's pushing them to the breaking point. User Pumps went in ready to love the game. They played the first game, mastered the combat, and were excited for the sequel, but then I came across 2 bandits mugging some guy, and I thought to myself, oh, goody, a small fight to get used to combat and some easy loot. I charged the archer, swung from point blank and missed 3 times, wasted all my stamina, got hit, and thought to myself, okay, small bug. A 1v1 against a bandit with a sword and shield. 20 minutes a block, counter, nothing. Then out of nowhere, an unblockable attack I had 0-1 in a boot. Dead. Respawned miles away. Died again. Took savior snap and died again and again and again. Several hours later, tried to kill one bandit. Tried ultra defense. Tried going berserker. Henry's Gallets couldn't kill one prick with the shield. And finally, winning by sheer luck, Pumps geared up and moved on, only to get wrecked instantly by another group of enemies. Despite now being armored in a helmet, chainmail gauntlets, and a leg plate, I was swiftly dispatched like a twat. And the worst part, the respawn took him right back to the 2 bandits he spent hours trying to kill earlier. Cue another hour of death. I give up. I quit. I want my money back. Some players say they had the same struggle at first but leaned into it. Once they finally overcame that first brutal fight, they started to understand the combat better and had an easier time from there. Others argue that the counter system is a trap. If you rely on it too much, fights just turn into endless back and forth counter battles. Also, not everyone is a fan of the new button mapping, and some players feel that combos just aren't viable because enemies block too often now, making fights drag on longer than they should. KCD2 isn't an easy game, and patch 1.2 hasn't made it any smoother, but we keep coming back to it because it's an amazing experience. If you want more KCD2 content, updates, and community discussions, subscribe to the channel and join our Discord to chat with other players. Share your experience, and maybe even rant a little yourself.